hills and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance to spit in his eye. Well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober as good.
Hello everybody, welcome to Shortbangers. I'm Matty, joined tonight by Colin with a late call off for John, so we could have done what it did on Have I Got News For You that time, Colin. I mean, who was it never turned up there? Was it
Roy Hattersley?
Roy Hattersley. Was it like a Tibbalard or something they put on his head?
Yeah. In fact, we're going back here, eh? What age? Lucky enough, your age group listeners are
listening to this, either. Older than us, aye. Right. Well, how are you doing anyway? You all right?
I'm good, still good. Just been doing a quick bang episode with you just a minute ago. So
just I remember that. I was there.
So I'm still
aye. Right, 30 minutes on the clock. Let's get some Shortbangers questions in. We'll rattle through these. And the first one comes from Fattest Prickus, who shared a tweet from somebody called Rainbow Fish. And the question is, what if nipples clicked in and out like pens?
What if? That would be... But you need to push them in. You didn't. You maybe tweak them.
You would click them in and then click them back out again.
When you
can you imagine how noisy everybody's Zoom meetings would be? Click, 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 focus. Aye.
So they're running down the stair. They're running down the stair and that's just banging off their t-shirt.
Click, 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 click. Somebody playing my pet? No. Neil McRae said, if you see a person leaving a toilet cubicle, what is the length of time acceptable for you to then use it?
Well, I would go in straight away. Like, is this a warm seat thing? Is this like...
I don't like a warm seat is the hashtag on that one.
Yeah. Is it? Aye.
Hashtag don't like a warm seat.
If you're queuing for the toilet, it's because you need the toilet, eh? You're not going to bake it for any longer just because somebody's been in before you. Because somebody might then go in while you're going, well, let the seat cool down again.
Aye. Do you know, I think it depends on what the person that's just come out looks like. It's a terrible thing to say. Do you know, you just have that, do you fancy sitting down right after that person, or do you get a wee minute and a wee white down before you go?
Aye. Is it? Do you make eye contact with them? Like when they're coming out. I had it once. They're both their old works. In the main gate at the back of the Gale.
Aye.
It's only the sit down room there.
Aye.
And I used to use the training rooms because I used to do a bit of training and that. And I just went for a pee, but the boy before me had made a mess of the bowl. So I've come out after a pee, and one of the boys that I was managing at the time standing outside, and I just come out and I just had a piss. That was the fucking me, because I thought I can't have them gone in thinking, and I genuinely wasn't me. Fucking scattered the bowl. Just the fucking hell, man.
That's one of the worst situations to find yourself in. If kind of somebody's waiting to get in, and the toilet, if it's got like piss over it, or like you say, it's just somebody's left a mess. You think, do you clean it and then just leave a clean toilet? Do you leave it and then just have to explain that it was you that
do outside?
Aye.
I just saw a clip when it was at the weekend. I'm a Celebrity. It was one of the old ones they played. It was Martina Navratilova went to the Dunny, as it was in the jungle, and in the morning it was in the dark and that, and she's come out and went, somebody been in for a shit, and I'm like, I've been. A couple of them said, just washing that. And she was like, well, somebody left shit on this toilet seat. Must have been shitting on the way down. You know what I mean? They just fucking got the seat, and they were like, wasn't me. I would say that, and I'm like, somebody fucking has.
Somebody's fucking done it. I always think that's like a weird thing. See, when you go in and somebody's managed to shit on the seat, you're like, have you fucking done that? Like,
they must be hovering or something, and they've not quite got their angle right. Eh? Or they're already shitting as they're sitting down.
Aye. It's a weird thing. Fattest Prickus, do geese get goosebumps?
Yes.
So
the name came from?
Aye, I think if the mood's right and again they're excited about the right things and all the rest of it,
every time they see David Gray's goal.
Aye.
Get them.
Ski each other a wee nug. Hey, look what I've got. Ray says Fred Dibnah, legend, ballsiest man on television. Who was more nuts? And what's your favourite chimney? So do you know who Fred Dibnah is? So he was he was like a steeplejack, that we call him. So he would basically set explosives, climb up big fucking industrial chimneys, and
Right.
fucking blow them up in that. I think there's like footage for it must be like the 80s. I think it was later than the 70s, sort of early to mid 80s. Like if you look on YouTube and Google them on there, you didn't Google on YouTube, search it on YouTube. You see, but it would have like no hard hat or no fucking safety equipment. It was just like a ladder. And
it was like the boy in Blue Peter, mind the boy in Blue Peter that climbed up. Oh, what was it? Climbed up someone in London.
Duncan Dares, Peter Duncan.
Aye,
he was. He's who I was going to go for mere nuts.
What was it? Aye, because mind he done that. That was mental when you see that.
He was in Flash Gordon, I think. Peter Duncan, the film.
Aye.
Sure, he's in that.
Aye, that was what was it? He climbed. Was it the BT Tower or something? Something like that. In London, he climbed up the side. I didn't even think he had a fucking helmet. He was just in his fucking Converse All Stars. He's like on the side of this fucking building. It's like BBC now. Imagine the paper what they've got to go through to do anything.
Column. Was it? I think he went up.
Aye,
maybe.
Fucking nuts. I don't care if it was that, but whatever. It was somewhere in London. It was really high.
Aye.
I was thinking of a programme. I've no idea the guy's name, but I seen a programme on BBC One a few years ago now, a good few years ago, and it was like the most dangerous jobs in Britain or something. It was the guys going up the electric pylons to fix the wires, and you just think, fuck it, I don't care how much money you'd have to. You couldn't pay me money to go and do that. I don't know. I'm not a fan of heights anyway, but never mind. Like I could click. I'm not a fan of heights. I reckon I done the Millennium. What's it called? The wheel. Aye, in London.
London Eye.
That's the one. That's what I was trying to get out. I done that, and I was like, I stood up at one point and I'm fucking shaking, because I was like, I'm going to collapse here. And that because I just didn't like heights. Never mind being on the outside it. You know what I mean? But doing the electric pylons and that, because once you get to the top, you've then got to like strap yourself onto the thing to go and do the sparky bit or whatever it is. Fuck that. Like you need to pay me an absolute fortune, and I probably still wouldn't accept it.
I think pylons carry greater weight for the danger for our generation as well. Because I think like the kind of adverts. Like the adverts that used to be on for no fucking about. Then they fly a kite near them or a frisbee or anything because you just basically get blown up. That's what I remember for it. So I've always been quite wary of pylons as a result of that.
Yeah. So anyways, and my favourite. I got asked my favourite chimney. I quite like the Kickenzie Power Station. Remember?
Aye.
They've knocked that down now. That's been down. I don't know, in the last 10 years, maybe even the last 5 years that went. Yeah, the two chimneys. Used to see it for Portobello Beach and that you could see along, and it's not there
anymore. I didn't again that. I had a chimney, so I've not had many houses with chimneys, but I had a flat on Bernard Street above Perino's Chippy. That had a chimney, and I came home from work one night and a bird had come in and was in my room, flapping about. And what I remember about that is I finished work, I would have been at McDonald's, I would have come in probably 3:30 in the morning after doing the close and opened my door, things flapping about. Tapped Adrian's door, right? Did you meet him at Wolfram Adrian? Aye.
Yeah.
Tapped his door and was like, we call him Chunky for obvious reasons if you'd see him. Like, Chunk, there's a bird in my room. And he says, fucking shagger, leave it to fucking sleep.
You tell him now first, tell him in the morning like normal.
I was like, thanks for that. It's one of these ones when I went in, you open the window, it's one of the kind of the big old flats where you have to pull the window up for the bottom and it takes like a total effort. So I've opened the window as high up as it'll go. This fucking bird just would have just flying to the top bit of the window, into the glass. Oof. I'm like, fuck off out my room. Aye. Eventually it went out. But, that was a shit night. So that's probably my least favourite chimney because it let birds in and know the birds that you wanted in.
Do you ever have a coal fire at all in your house or anything when you were younger? No.
My Auntie Betty did in the pans. I used to love going there for the coal fire. Kids put on and she would chuck
No, in the
sugar
morning
on
you
it
would
to
have
get it started. And that,
once it was on, it was all right. But in the morning
Aye.
when you got up, it's fucking freezing.
Aye. But it was nice having a coal fire with kids sitting around it or whatever and chucking stuff in. I've always had a wee bit of an obsession with fire as a result of that, I think. A bit of casual arson. Right. Where are we? Next question. Anyway, that was a good question about Fred Dibner. Next question is from Now Kenny. Would you prefer to be able to reach a little higher or a little lower at ease around the house?
Lower, I reckon. Go lower. Getting older now, it's just it's one of them when you make the involuntary noise when you're.
I was about to say that, you do.
Because I just get a step ladder. It lowers the effort one.
Well, there's no many things in my house that I can't reach. Kind of like, well, you'll be the same. Your house, modern houses didn't have high ceilings, really. So, I could stand even on my tiptoes and touch my ceiling.
No, I can't do that, but I can't do my fire at my smoke alarm. I can touch, but I couldn't touch that's as high as I could go. So,
I would definitely go for lower for that. Just again for the noises as much as anything. 150k on Hanlon Hill says sensible question. Morning. Which type of player do you have more affinity with? A workhorse like Sir John McGinn or Super John McGinn or Louis Stevenson, or flair like Scotty Allen or Michael O'Neill? And oh fuck it, would a bobble hat for your Bobby be a good idea for the winter?
Hey, see, as a player, I had flair and work rate, so that was like one of the unique sort of the ones. So I've got. You're just taking that as you take that as a genuine answer. I think it's the work rate. I think it's the work rate ones that I have more affinity to, because you want to see people working hard. I want to see people working hard and actually putting effort in. But I do love like a Scott Allen that can pick a pass out, or a Derek Riordan that can do something, or a Russell Latapi. Like one of the boys that they fuck off for 90 minutes, and then 91st minute they just pick something out their arse that nobody else on the park could see or do. But overall, I do prefer the work rate, I think.
Aye. I like a winger. Fast, tricky wingers like Ryan Giggs, probably one of my favourite ever players. Obviously not a nice human being, but a brilliant footballer. But then I would also say like someone like Cantona or Zidane, kind of like that type of player, just fucking incredible. But I also like Marvin Bartley and Jorge Claros, who have no flair about them at all, but are brilliant at what they do.
Yeah.
So all of the above. I think McGinn's the best out of all of them. Anyway, he's turned out to be a fucking brilliant player, John McGinn.
Yeah.
Good. And a bobble hat for your Bobby in the winter?
No. Would it stop it shrinking in the cold? Is that the idea? Is that the?
Aye. Would you not just be as well getting really pants in?
Just big boxer shorts?
Aye.
Or like the Under Armour?
Aye. They shrink you, Bobby. Like if you're tight, like cycling shorts or that. Aye. I made that. We had a sports day at my last work, and we were all going out after it. So it's one of these big team events, and I was like, I'll get like sort of sports underwear to put on, predominantly because you ever get chaffing with your boxer shorts. Right, I think if I get this inside of your legs, just kind of below your ball sack, and it's fucking safe as anything. I thought, if I'm going to be running about, that's guaranteed to happen. So what I'll do is I'll go buy a pair of these, and they must have been too tight because we went for the showers after. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, communal showers here, and I'm like, just a kid. Well, I'm not wearing these again. Could you wear them if you were going out in the pool? That'd be a disaster.
And is this bubble hat one size fits all? Because I'm just thinking.
I asked this. I said, "Does it come?" My actual tweet was, "Does this come in small?" Asking for Colin.
Thanks. And because I can't fucking respond to it.
Aye, it's exactly what.
No, because what I was thinking is, you get the one size fits all, right? And my brother-in-law Charlie, he'll wear a bobble hat on his head that I was saying, what would you get the kid size for? because his head's that fucking big, right? The one size one just barely touches his ears. Why would you not get that one for? Every time he wears a hat, I say to him, because it was just so fucking tiny on his head.
I love jokes like that, eh? Or if somebody's wee, when folks say to somebody, "We stand up," they're already standing up.
I just got to tell for earlier in the week because every year when the Christmas tree goes up, right, we've got this thing that hangs on it and it says Noel, and I'll go, can we not get a Liam one every year? Like
every year. Charlie Banks says, "What would you rather have to pee every 30 minutes, or only be able to do a jobby once a week that takes 4 hours to push out?"
I'll go for the jobby, definitely the jobby, aye. Then you just book that in, don't you? You just book a slot on that shoe. Whereas the 30 minutes one, that would be a fuck. It's bad enough that now, like I'm getting on a bit and I'm having to pee more often. Even had to do it in between fucking Shortbangers last week, yeah. I need a pee. So it's becoming more and more frequent. So I think I'll definitely go and get the. Imagine if every 30 minutes, man. You're on how many your calls at work for a start are generally more than 30 minutes. So
Aye.
You haven't say, can I just go for a pee and come back? Or you're sneaking away on the phone.
Aye.
Or you're at the football and you're in and out 3-4 times.
In everybody. But then the thing is, what if you couldn't predict when your shite was going to come? So what, like here's the football one. So
yeah,
you're there and the game's fit, you missed the game. So maybe like the first 10 minutes you're going, oh, fuck, I'm going to have to go. You've missed the game. The stewards have kicked everybody out. They're wanting to lock up the stadium and you're having to sit going, I'll be honest with you, mate. I'm going to be here for another 2 hours. Is there anybody in hospitality that can let us out later on? Or if you were to go visit your pals and that, like, imagine I rocked up at your house, Ken, and we're sitting having a coffee and a blender, and I was like, I need to use your toilet, Colin. And then you go, any bother, and then can you get, even probably after 20 minutes, you'd be going, fuck's it then. And then 4 hours, Carol's come home, the kids have come back from school and everything, and you're saying to yourself, no, Matthew's in the, I think he's having a shit.
I hope he's having a shit. Yeah, he's dead.
Aye, I'm like, Colin, can I use your charger? My phone's dead.
You got a socket in here.
But I think I'd still rather have that because folk would get to know it. See if you just fronted up and just said, I have this condition that if I have to go, I will be 4 hours. Like exactly 4 hours.
Yeah. But you would know it was coming as well, wouldn't you?
Aye. Well, that's it. If it was once a week, you would come when you've not had it, you would start saying, well, it's Thursday. I've not gone for it yet, so I'll keep my Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I might not be at the match on Saturday because I maybe need a shite about 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
I'll be late. Would you just
get this road? Can you get a half time?
Well, Josh got in about 20 minutes into the game last night. He had to get a train over for Glenorchy, so you can. Would you wear an adult nappy to get around it? For either of those,
you've got the football or something.
Well, if you had to piss every 30 minutes, would you just go?
I reckon if you're pissing every 30 minutes, you'd be getting one of the bags.
Aye. Right. Charlie Banks again. In the song,
come on, sorry, mate. You wouldn't be sleeping. Imagine that. Like
up every 30 minutes. I get up once now through the night for a pee most nights. That's a pain in the arse.
Aye.
It's annoying. You're like,
Aye.
Depending
on have a cup of tea, it can be 2, but it's usually 1. Aye. But if it's 2, I'm thinking about having to maybe have to go and see the doctor if you get the 2. But it's not too regular. It's only like if I have a late cup of tea.
I usually have a cup of tea in my bed anyway. So, right. Charlie again said, in the song Sit Down by James, which is his favourite song ever, what were James asking you to sit down on? Their face.
Aye, maybe, or they were just asking you to sit down next to him. That was it, next to me, wasn't it? Not on anything, just next to them. So just whatever that person.
Well, a beanbag or something like that.
Aye, I would have thought so.
Go with that. William said, Christmas yay or Christmas nay?
I like Christmas. Yep. Yeah.
I could take or leave at Christmas, eh? There's parts that I like and other bits I just think, fucking hassle.
I mean, it's a hassle, but I do quite like it. gets you at the doldrums of winter, really, because you've got November. November's a shit month. It's just dark all the time, cold, wet. At least December, you've got like Christmas to look forward to. Night suit, the Christmas day, the Christmas dinner, all that.
All right. Fat as Bricker said, is it time we call bullshit on Chaka Khan and or Whitney Houston? How can they possibly have been every woman?
Aye, they're representing every woman, though, eh? That's what the song is, isn't it? That's what I mean.
Do you know, I think it was a bit presumptuous of them, though?
Aye, I know. Well, that's it. A lot of women will say, "No, you don't represent me."
Aye. I'm sure they said it's all in them as well, which all of what?
Yeah, I can't remember the rest of the words.
That's what I know as well. So, yes, I think Fat as Brickers is the answer to that one. Yes, we should call them out for it. And frankly, I think you should get on the phone to them this evening. As soon as you hear this, let us know how you get on. Text it to
you call bullshit on more people. Bullshit needs to be called on more people, I think.
We should just have a list of folk we want to call bullshit on.
Yeah.
Leon said, when should a Christmas tree and decorations go up?
Like the official answer, or when do you do it? Is that when they're saying when?
So I suppose, when it. What do you do?
Well, ours is up now.
Really?
It was. We go the 1st of December, but the 1st of December, Hibs were playing a game at home, so we actually done it on what was Sunday's date, whatever Sunday was, which is still fucking November.
Is it the 28th?
29th or something, 28th, aye. So it was early. But then that was it, because it was, the other nights were busy, so it was like, Sunday we're not, other stuff on, football on the Wednesday, when what was going to be planned for Wednesday.
Just your first Christmas with Roxy, or second?
Second.
How is she with the tree?
Fine.
Aye.
Any bar.
I said it to Jane, it's like, put the Christmas tree up, it's great, fucking tore into about the puppy.
Aye.
She's like,
she was fine. She was fine last year. But then she's fine with everything apart from people, eh? She doesn't bother about fireworks either. I think in some ways I think I wish she'd fucking be bothered about fireworks. Because it's one night a year or 2 nights a year, rather than 365 fucking nights of people. So anyway.
PG Willis said, is it time we call bullshit on the weather girls? How could it possibly have been raining men?
I thought you were going to say the weather men or the weather girls, like for telling us the wrong fucking weather all the time. Because I think there's a job you can get that you can be wrong as often and still keep your job as a weatherman.
Aye. Nobody cares, eh? They just say it like.
They do care. People do care about it. It's like mother-in-law and mum and that, oh, what's the weather? Like, just fucking look at the weather and the windy in the morning. Because it's not going to be fucking right anyway. They're just guessing. We
were in Oban. So my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law and my niece had got an Airbnb in Oban, and we'd taken my youngest to go. She was having the weekend with them, so we met them down in Oban, spent the day with them, and we were heading back at tea time, and they were about to go out for a meal, and it's raining, and my mother-in-law said, well, the weather app says it's not raining. And we're going, fucking, look, you can actually put your hand out the window, you'd feel it. It's insisting, eh? Well, it's not meant to be raining.
It is mad.
It fucking is, though. You can literally see the rain.
Yeah.
I always think the idea that it's raining men, and if you flipped it and said, right, for us it's raining women, and they go hallelujah, but can you imagine the devastation? Like, imagine witnessing that, because rain falls at a fucking big height, and so if you were just being surrounded with folks smashing into the ground at velocity,
dying,
and they're going hallelujah about it. You know, I definitely think we should be getting called out about that. It's horrendous. Paul Mackay said, what's the worst paper in circulation, and if you could close one down, what one?
Oof. Well, the Daily Mail's not exactly great with its headlines, and the Express and that. Both of them, they're the same paper anyway, I think, aren't they? That with their sort of racism sort of stuff. Then you could say, well, do we just pick a right wing sort of propaganda paper, which, like a proper one, not just like one that pretends to be mainstream, like the Mail and that, but like a proper right wing propaganda. Then you've got the stuff today with the the Daily Record as well, that you could say, oh, they do that. Or they just fucking say, fuck it, Rangers News, and do that.
Aye. So is that not the same thing? Record.
Same thing, I bought one of the
Aye.
guys. Covers all the boxes, yeah.
Well, the Sun's the obvious one, eh? Nobody likes the Sun.
Yeah.
For good reason.
Well, you say that though, people fucking buy it. Even when the
Aye.
News of the World got shut down for all the shit they done and admitted to and all that, people got fucking jail and everything. They just waited a year and called it the Sunday Sun, or what they called it, and people just fucking buy it again. And you think, why are you still buying this shit? Like, so it's people that buy it is the problem. Like, they've stopped buying it.
Yeah.
And then it'll shut down.
Yeah, I would recommend that. I would probably go with the Express. The Express, so the Mail's softened their stance and gone more anti-Tory recently, haven't they? Like they've decided they don't like Johnson, and the Express is still no giving up the whole fucking Brexit stuff. So I'll go with the Express. Fuck them. Paul Mackay, what's the weirdest lyric you can remember in a song? Mine is Desiree's life telling us she'd rather have a piece of toast.
Can't remember that. I remember the song, but I can't remember that line.
Whenever I hear Desiree, I think The Office, when he's sitting and he's got the wee quote up on the wall. He's like, man, don't make the world go round. The guy's just sitting kind of going, oh, right, and then they keep fucking singing it. And you're just like, oh, well, fucking dick.
It's cringy as fuck, isn't it?
What's she going to look like with a chimney on her? That is a pretty fucking stupid lyric, yeah.
It is. What was it, weirdest or stupid? Because
weirdest.
There was a weird one. I was talking about that documentary I watched a few weeks ago. I think it was when Gordon Smart was on. I mentioned a documentary about it was on Sky. Look Away or something it's called. And there's like an Iggy Pop one they played, and there's a Rolling Stones one they played, and the lyrics were something like, "You're 15, but I don't need to see your ID," or something like that, in a Rolling Stones song. That's fucking weird.
That is weird. Aye, it's probably weird for different reasons. I was thinking because there's the "I Am the Walrus," which itself, even as a I am the Eggman. You're an Eggman.
Yeah. What about slowly walking down the hall faster than a cannonball? That's a bit daft, I know.
Makes any sense. There's a James song called "Lead." Kim, when you think of when I saw this question, I was thinking of like lyrics, and then see when there's lyrics and songs. So the first couple of lines of that song "Laid" is this bed's on fire with passionate love. Neighbours complain about noises above, but she only comes when she's on top. Right?
Aye, I know that one.
And when you're young, right, whereas I didn't really kind of understand the last line of that, right? Ken, before you ken what the jargon is. Kind of kicking about singing it with my mum and dad and that, kind of like in the car, put that on, and I love that song, and kind of cracking song and everything. You just been belting it out as a wee kid. And it's like, if I can't, then I probably would be quite embarrassed to be shouting about that with your mum and dad again.
It does like that.
Aye.
Correct.
Correct. Stuart said, do you prefer a lazing on the beach holiday or an active one?
Well, I would, if you'd asked me that in June this year, I would have said the lazing on the beach one, because I do like that. But we went this year, because you couldn't get away to the beach, we went to London for just like I don't know, Sunday to Thursday or something we went. And that was a lot of dashing about, seeing things and doing stuff, and I really quite enjoyed it. I think about doing that next year again, maybe as well. Maybe a different city, like Dublin or something, I don't know. But so, because I was even saying, like, after going to London, I would maybe do like, see if you could do a half and half. You know, like you could do like a city break in, I don't know, Italy or something. You do 3 days of all the stoating about, and then you do 7 days on the beach after it. That would be my kind of, that's been a proper down the line, like both answer. Rather than giving an opinion, but that would be, I think, my ideal holiday would probably do that now. 3 or 4 days, seeing a city, big city break, and then a week on the beach. That'd be my 10 days.
I'd be happy with either one. Like, we have been a few places that have been really good for like weekends. I think I'd like to go for a fortnight the like dead active stuff.
Oh no.
But
No.
if it was like a 10-day on the beach, that'd be fucking great. Or a long weekend at a city,
Aye.
doing stuff on the sites and that would be good.
Yeah, but I think if you were to do what I'm saying there about the city break for your 3-4 days at the start, knowing you've got a week on the beach at the end of it, that would be because it's enough the 3-4 days. You might not get round everything, but you're doing big long days, lot of walking and all that. If you know, like, oh, magical, the morning we jump on a plane or the train and we're on the beach for a week, that would be ideal.
Let's go with that. Fattest Pricker said, if you were a dog and your owner had took you to get your balls cut off, would you rather wear the lampshade round your head like normal, or wear it like a skirt with the waist at the base of your dick, but you look like a bitch? I've done a drawing to show my working, and the draw, fucking no chance of seeing it. It's a good. What my
Can I
favourite
see
bit
if
about
I
this?
go on your Twitter? If I go into it?
Oh, yeah, I
Does
think
it?
you can see it. It's brilliant. His actual Alex's drawings of the dog are. I've just zoomed in on some of it. They're very, very good. That's out of time, but we've only got a few questions left, so we'll just carry on. My favourite things about this, so the dogs are very good. He's got the normal
I've
way.
just seen the winter Bobby hat drawing.
Well, keep going. Right, he's signed at Alex age 35,
Aye,
which is quality.
I've got it.
But the other way one, right? The dog's got bark. It's looking happy. He's drawn the knob, written knob, leg holes times 2, and then the voice
Oh,
on
look,
the
a wee
side.
bitch.
Oh, look.
Okay,
That's maybe my favourite drawing. The Bobby Bobble hat drawing was good as well.
Interesting use of letters there. Some are capitals and some are small, all mixed in together.
Yeah, I think
that's like
that's
that thing they used to do. I think there was a thing there that people would do that when, like, somebody wasn't understanding a point or something. They would do big letter.
I
letter,
think it's
letter,
for SpongeBob or something, isn't it?
something like that.
The dogs are good though.
Aye. Well, the first one. Aye, the big first one's better than the second one. I think the normal way.
You know what? I think the second one looks like a daft dog. Do you know what I mean? Like a dog that.
Aye. It does.
It's having to wear it as a skirt because it's too daft to wear it the normal way. Probably because it would keep like it was drowning. It was just sitting looking up at the rain,
yeah,
and almost drowning itself or something like that. How would you do it? So if you were the dog, what would you prefer? Would you like the skirt and have the freedom to move your head about, or the cone?
You probably will want to. I would. The cone makes more sense, on the back when you see that, like for a dog anyway, even if it wasn't me pretending to be a dog, because the reasons the cone's on so the dog can't go and bite his stitches and that.
Yeah.
Well, it can't with that fucking cone on anyway. So why did they put it around its head rather than around there? Because it's getting the extra protection as well to where it's fucking sore. So I'd go the other way.
Yeah. I would probably still go with the normal head way, but that's more as a dog owner because I would like to throw things into it.
Right.
You know, like if you were just sitting and the dog's sitting, you could just like when you've had a caramel wafer and you scrunch up the wrapper to chuck at somebody, you could just sit, just banging stuff. See, give points depending on how far away you are for it.
Mm. I'm just back up to Hanlon on the house drawing it. He's actually an adult 45 beside this.
Good. Keep sending drawings.
Okay, that's a wee hat, that one. Like, that's a child's hat.
If it got its knob chopped off, would it then technically be a bitch anyway? So the slagging would be fully justified. But it wouldn't. It's not its knob that gets cut off. It's just its balls.
Yeah.
So, Mark said, "Or when should the Christmas decorations come down?"
Oh, we take yours down on like the 2nd of January.
You've got that for a long time, eh?
Aye, sometimes New Year's Day we've had them doing before as well. If we've not had a big night on Hogmanay. Aye, so they go. We do the month, but there are not many come down until about the fucking. It's about
12 days before and 12 days after is tradition, isn't it?
Aye. When do you put yours up? You never answered that one.
Well, ours are due to go up this weekend. Jim was going to put them up. I think we would have had them up earlier. Normally, it's only recently they've started going up as early as they have. But I think it's because everybody does it now. So there's that sort of you feel like you're missing out or something. I'm not bothered with it. For me, the Christmas decorations are a faff. It just, I'm like that with birthday banners and things like Jane likes doing that. Ken, oh, it's your birthday, get the banners up, but then they're up for fucking days after. I'm like, fuck, it's not my birthday anymore. Put them down. And the Christmas deck, I look sort of like bah humbug, eh? Got to go up the loft, drag all the stuff out the loft. Ken in a wee bit of time, going to have to wrap everything back up and take it back up to the fucking loft.
So I'm fortunate. They all want to do it. I just lift and carry.
Aye, that's what I have to do as well. That's because if it was left to me, it would just be a fucking almost a bare tree. Fuck it up. What more do you want?
Aye, well, we got it done the other day. It went up. Middle daughter put the decorations up because she's into all that. Didn't use the decorations the wife wanted, so she came back downstairs, took them all down, and put the fucking other ones back up on. So it's like different decoration. Because we get a real one for the dining room bit, and we've got the big artificial one in the living room. We've not got the real one yet.
We just have that artificial one. I couldn't be asked for a real one. Right, Andy also asked, who came up with the instrument, the bagpipes, and what were they actually doing at the time? Can you then reenact a conversation where this guy explains his creation to his mate?
That's mental, that, when you think of that, eh? Like, because it's a bagpipe. Is there actually no, and I'm assuming they're not now, but were there no like a dead animal or made the animal skin or something, isn't it? The bag.
I presume so.
So maybe somebody killed an animal and just started fucking blowing into his leg or something.
I pulled out his legs here, and what you do is you blow into his back leg till there's enough air in its gut, and then you start doing this. And all the other
That's farting,
burp, burp, burp. I've made some holes in the other legs, like a wee. Because that's how the bag goes. So you fill it with air, don't you? Is that how they blow into the bag?
So you're playing the notes at a different time for your
Aye, and it's the air escaping that's making the.
Believe so.
Aye. But I don't like the point about explaining it to his mates, assuming it was a he, of course, it was a he or she explaining it to the mates, say this is what I've done, whether it's a dead animal that they've blown up and then musically letting it down, or if they've gone and taken recorders, because I think that's what it is as well. Like, so they waited for the recorder to get invented. This is what probably happened. Sir John Recorder.
1889.
it's invented the recorder. He's gone kid. We used to just play it.
It's like that animal's ears, and right. See what happens.
Could we get some sort of mechanism to blow it for you? It's something that's really, let's be lazy with it. I want to have 3 or 4 recorders playing, but I didn't want to blow them all at the same time because that's too difficult. So I'm going to glue them into this bag. I'll just blow up the bag, and then Bob's your uncle. Bagpipes.
Right.
I think somebody would have complained about the noise early days.
Complain about the noise now.
Aye, it's a good idea. I like the thinking behind it. Is there any way you can make it a bit quieter and a bit easier on the ear, please?
My old man used to drive because when he had his own business, he had buses, and he used to drive the pipe bands to like the National Pipe Band Championships at North Berwick and that, and it was just. He's going, it's a fucking. He used to just come home in that because he was like, I can't fucking suffer that noise all day. Just a fucking racket. Because it's all the same tune, eh? It's like there's 2 or 3 tunes, and the rest are just that's it. Like you've got Scotland are Brave, and you've got Flower of Scotland, right? And then I'm not really sure what the other ones are. I think there might be another one that's quite famous, and the rest are just all the same.
Very hard to differentiate bagpipe tunes, I think. Okay, right. Neil said, why do humans still have hairy arseholes? What possible need has there ever been for it?
That's just evolution, that. So no. I don't know what the need is for it. Is it not just because, like the apes were really hairy?
It's just like we've no evolved enough that having arse hair has been a risk, pretty much. So if arse hair caused you a problem, eventually the gene pool that never had arse hair, so there are folk who didn't have arse hair, but they would be the ones that survived, so arse hair would die out. But because there's no risk, because folk are generally, I suppose, wiping their arses and keeping them clean these days, the gene just carries on. So that's why we still have it.
The worst issue I had with arse hair was when one grew ingrown hair. It wasn't quite marsh. It was just above marsh, right at the base of my back. It's called pilonidal sinus. It's called. It's a big fucking massive fuck off abscess, and you need to go to the hospital properly, get it cut out, and that you're off your work for ages because it grows. Can't stitch it. It needs to heal from the inside out. So they pack it with loads of fucking bandage and tissue and that. Fucking horrible. So that's one reason to no have arse here.
Yeah.
So I need to get the MAC on.
It's grim. Aldo said if you could enhance any part of your body to peak physically or peak physical, but at the detriment of two other parts that you could not improve at all, what would your improved body part be, and the two you would discard? I got asked this at 4 a.m. this morning from my eldest.
Is that Aldo the pie maker?
Aye.
I went down to. I told you I got his chicken balmoral on Saturday. Really
Verdict?
Good. Aye, really good. Yeah, really nice.
Out of 15?
Enjoyed it. Aye, 14 out of 15. Give him a good 14. Aye, very good. Nipped in on Saturday. I was in town anyway. I thought I'll just fly past and grab some. I got a chocolate eclair and a vanilla slice and that out there as well. Not all for me. Just. So aye, that was good. I didn't see him. He wasn't in. It was 2 women, 7. Anyway, what's the question again?
Effectively, one body part.
Get ready one.
Two others.
Aye, I would go for lungs and get rid of my pinkies.
Why would you do that?
Well, your lungs, like, so you can, like, it's talking about physical, peak physical, so your lungs would make you keep you running longer and give you more air and oxygen to for physical fitness. And you need your pinkies. There.
I'm gonna go for enhancing one testicle at the expense of my penis and the other testicle, just because that would look fucking hilarious.
Oh, your big hand. You like last week.
You have one big ball. That's your party trick, eh?
Your big hand with your big ball, your wee hand with your wee ball.
Big ball fairly.
You could get a debate here, boss, because you didn't need them anymore.
Oh, I can.
So
but
you could easily get rid of they two.
I just have a big bobby.
The big cock with a ball sack.
Let's go for that.
Elephant.
Neil says, how many Christmas baubles could you hang from your penis?
The biggest problem I'd have with this would be getting a wee bit of string round the girth. That would be the biggest issue. Aye.
I guess I was getting the baubles at the fucking loft. I'd be annoyed with it.
Fuck's sake!
That fucking stupid podcast. They're not even going on the tree. 2. Right, there's the answer.
15.
Aye, 15. Kaiser Susie, why are the Daily Record such cunts? I think, by the way, we were. I can't think if it was this podcast we were talking about or before we started recording, but there's an article which has now been taken down about how bad Ryan Porteous is against Rangers.
Yeah.
Which was a particularly cunty thing to do.
So to answer the question, it's because they're pandering to the people that read it, who are also cunts.
Aye. Portrush Punk, Christmas food or trifle?
I like trifle. I like both, but I'd choose a trifle over the pudding. Yeah.
So we were talking the other day. So my big sister made a trifle. So my mum makes the best trifle I've ever had. Right, I'm sure everybody will say that about their mum, right? That makes trifle, right? Your mum's cooking's always the best. But she makes the best trifle, and she makes it at Christmas time. So whenever we're there for Christmas dinner, it's one of my favourite parts about it is getting word into the trifle. And one year she's like, everybody bring a dish. And my big sister says, I'll make the trifle. Now, my big sister's also good with desserts and stuff like that. So she's made this sherry trifle. And my mum had told her the instructions and she just misinterpreted it. And she pretty much put about 3/4 of a bottle of sherry in the fucking thing. Eh? So we get it to the kids and that kid, because it's not like you burn the alcohol off or anything. And the kids are like, fuck, what am I eating here? This is awfully strong. I was like, I'm not sure I can drive after I've eaten this. So like I eat like a wee bit of it. I was like, I'll take some away with me and I'll eat it when I get home. It fucking potent.
Fucking hell.
Aye, it was really strong. But I would go trifle ahead of Christmas pudding every day of the week. Although I do like if you get a nice brandy butter with Christmas pudding.
Yeah.
Have that. That's bro. Neil McRae, why have humans not adapted like animals to not need toilet paper? Not using that will also help greeting face Greta, he says.
I don't know.
That is a good question, eh? Like, why have we not evolved to not have to wipe our arses?
Yeah. Don't know. Stuck.
Well, what happened, bro? That's normally what I do. When we get these questions and we can't answer them, I just forget to report back. But normally
Just
what I do
over
is,
them.
I get off the phone and I give Attenborough a wee phone and he tells me the real reason. And then Ian Borge, why knees as a follow-up? Why is there a K in it?
Why knees? Why do you need that?
Aye.
Why is there a K in it? That's a good one. Why is there a K in it? I don't know. I do use that one in the... Do you ever do that in the phonetic alphabet? If you're
K for knee.
K for knee.
Aye, G for gnome.
I do like the NA ones, but we're back to the worst dad joke ones again. The question for the week. Why do you need knees? I don't know. Does it help you? I don't know. Is it otherwise you would?
You would goose step everywhere. Kind of like the Nazis. That's how you would. You would walk everywhere like.
That's right. Aye.
Like that. The nature's hinges. Ridiculous. Obviously, what's the point in silent letters in words? It's stupid.
I don't know. Isn't a silent letter stupid? Is
it? Right, that's us out of questions, Colin.
Oh well.
It's quicker when John's not in it.
Aye, well, there's less people to answer because you didn't ever answer them. I just sit and fucking answer all the questions. Didn't you just sit and ask them?
Aye. I answer some of them, just the ones that are contentious. I'll dodge them. Best way to do it. Right, thanks for listening. We'll be back on Saturday with Quick Banger if the Hibs play Motherwell and with the Heatbangers on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. If you've seen us in your Spotify drop, mind and share that on Twitter, etc., so that other folk can see it and we can get big fucking egos for it. And subscribe and all the rest of it that you might want to do, whatever, if you don't know already. Right, thanks for listening. Cheers.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no.